Alright, it's the indoor tomato plant update. The new shoutouts video and Christmas shopping ideas based on our YouTube channels. Give you some idea of the scale. There you go, there's a penny. Give you an idea of the scale of that tomato. It has now, I believe, exceeded ping pong ball size. It's around golf ball size. We're using only LEDs. Some of the lighting setup. And to give you some idea of the origin of that, head outside for a minute to our composting strip. Now you see right there, there's a strip of dirt. When we clean vegetables, we just simply throw them out the door, whoosh, right out the door, whoosh, right in that strip of dirt. And then every couple months, take a pickaxe, dig down about 6 inches, dig a little trench, rake everything around, and there you have it. Easiest composting ever. Where did the tomato come from? Well, just before the first frost here in eastern Pennsylvania, we saw a bunch of tomatoes sprouting, and we didn't have the heart to let them freeze. So some sprouted even inside the other pots. Here we have a new one growing right there, just using a plastic coffee grounds container. And now let's continue on to our featured channels. We're going to show you a clip from each one and not get banned. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, there we go. All right, the first channel we'd like to feature, and that we officially endorse, is Sky Scholar, hosted by Pierre-Marie Robitaille, professor of radiology at Ohio State. Got great videos about things like the makeup of the sun, thermodynamics. He's the inventor of the liquid metallic sun model, because it's impossible for the solar spectra to come out of a gas. Let's just show you one little clip. Here's a clip from History of the Gaseous Sun.
Vivid imagination. Herschel's sun was populated with strange beings, which he called Solarians. In his mind, the photosphere was like a cloud, floating above the true solar surface.
So there's a little clip from Dr. Robitaille. Please subscribe to Sky Scholar. We will leave links to each of these channels below. Next, we've got Oppenheimer Ranch Project, hosted by paleogeologist Diamond. And let's take a look at one of his clips. Let's just look at a random clip here from Diamond's video from today, talking about something about Antarctica, I think.
In a recent study, the facts found that sea ice is growing faster during the winter months today than it did for 30 years.
Diamond likes to cover stuff like the grand solar minimum, volcanoes, earthquakes, etc. And another thing we'd like to bring your attention to, if you scroll down into the description, head to the Oppenheimer Ranch store on Amazon. Just click on that. If you have the Amazon app installed, as we do, the Oppenheimer Ranch Amazon store will pop up. Great preparedness stuff. All kinds of first aid kits and Faraday cages for your back, and sprouting kits and portable heaters and solar panels and books, greenhouses, telescopes, seed banks, thermal imagers. All of your survival essentials. Everything from wind turbines to all of this stuff. You're planning on buying it for anybody, support the channels that you like to watch. By buying it, they get a kickback. And you get the benefit of seeing Diamond's personal selections on what he thinks you ought to buy to survive and thrive a solar minimum. Our next officially endorsed channel is Suspicious Observers, hosted by Ben Davidson, making cosmology videos daily. Also studying things like volcanoes, earthquakes, but especially the way that the sun interacts with your planet. Here's a short clip of Mr. Davidson talking about Voyager 2.
Spike in cosmic rays, a dropout of solar wind particles. Now, while this is the signifying mark of the exodus of the craft from our solar system and into intergalactic waters.
Now, something to add about this one is head to suspiciousobservers.org, and the O in observers is a 0, by the way, in case you were not aware. And click on that little thing there. Scroll down to books and conference tickets. And if you're watching our channel, you probably understand a lot of this stuff. However, people that you know may not. If you want to look really cool with a bow shock hat showing the ionosphere, you can get one of those. But the big deal is this right here. Weatherman's Guide to the Sun, 2nd edition. Get yourself a copy. Get a copy for your family member who isn't aware of solar forcing. And make your people aware of how physics is about to be rewritten. Welcome them to the Neo-Renaissance. And Merry Christmas to you, Ben Davidson. Next, we'd like to highlight Adapt 2030, hosted by David Devine, another channel which highlights surviving and thriving solar minimum, times which are always associated with not only economic strife, but also natural disasters. Here's a short clip from David's video from today on Adapt 2030.
Now, if you can't do that, you're going to have to think of another solution to that in itself, which would be growing indoors. I mean, how many people have an extra closet, or they could clean out a closet and have something that small?
And on that note, there is a store associated with this channel as well. Feel free to scroll down and head to the Adapt 2030 Amazon Grand Solar Minimum store. This one's got reading material about the electric universe, long-term food storage, Grand Solar Minimum reading list. And there are also some other links in his description there to places like oilseedcrops.org. Check it out. Give the gift of organic seeds and sprouts. Learn how to grow indoors. The next channel we'd like to feature is The Climate Guy, young meteorologist, has great equipment. His feed is super professional. He's very helpful with his weather forecasts. Tune in there, give him a like and a subscribe. And here's a short clip
right now, and that's going to be dropping
from The Climate
snow.
Guy.
Now, less snow than we had forecasted. We're only going for about 2 to 4 inches across the entire state of Oklahoma.
And the last channel we'd like to feature is Ice Age Farmer, hosted by Christian Westbrook, and he's exactly that, Ice Age Farmer, also a solar minimum prepper. And one of the most interesting things is he keeps a constant record accessible to the public online of crop losses, a thing a lot of people don't seem to be aware of. We can't figure out why wheat prices aren't higher than they are, but Christian's monitoring it. Let's take a little look at his most recent clip. And let's start right at the beginning of this video, as it is really relevant.
This just in from Iceland. Glaciers have grown during 2018 for the first time in 30 years.
Well, there you have it. Super interesting stuff. And once again, if you click down here, he's got Patreon, PayPal, and he also has a prepping shop at Amazon if you're interested. Click on it. Here's Ice Age Farmer's prepping store. Aquaponics, hydroponics library, growing in general, prep, and seeds. Support the channels you like, as they help you support yourself. And while we're here, let's just take a quick look at the Ice Age Farmer Grand Solar Minimum crop loss map. There you have it. I mean, you can zoom, you can see what's going on around the world. These are all documented situations. So anyway, that's not going to work right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will leave links to everything below. Have a nice day. Don't accept any wooden nickels.